Welcome back to Cool Tools. I've been doing a handful of these tool show and tell episodes each year for the better part of a decade now. This is the 44th edition. And even though it seems like a lot of other channels are trying to copy the show's success, Cool Tools remains one of the longest running and I think the best woodworking tool show on the internet, because everything here is something I actually use in my shop, and I'm convinced that you're going to find something in every episode that will make your shop time better. I'm also able to get special discounts for you that nobody else can get. In fact, I've put a link to each of the 7 tools that are going to be in this video below. You'll find it by expanding the video description or just look at the pinned comment at the top of the comment section. Some of these have significant discounts that expire in just a few days, so use the links or miss out. Now let's get started. My love for Miles Craft tools goes back over a decade. In fact, here I am a dozen years ago talking about their clever turn lock system. Put simply, they invented a router base that can quickly accept attachments both in its center, like bushings, and on its outside, like this circle cutting jig. The whole system is genius, but today I'm cutting a big 41-inch circle and I want you to see how easy this is. I simply loosen the knob on the beam and I align it with the 41-inch mark on the scale. You might notice that the limit on the scale is 42 inches, but you can actually cut a circle as large as 52 inches with this thing. You'll also notice that the scale reads in both inches and millimeters, and there are separate cursors for inside and outside cuts. Since I'm cutting a 42-inch circle rather than a 42-inch hole, I'm using the outside diameter cursor. Next, I bore a small pilot hole at the center of my circle, and I screw the pivot flange at that point. That tiny hole can be on the bottom side where it won't be visible on something like a tabletop, or you could use hot melt glue to attach the pivot flange in place without a hole. The jig's beam slips onto the flange, and my router pops onto the jig's head where the turn lock system holds it in place. I'm using a 1/4-inch router bit, which comes with the set. I'm cutting the circle out in 3 revolutions, going a little deeper with each pass. That's it for the big circle, but I also want to cut a smaller hole in the center. This long beam works for circles from 10 inches to 52 inches in diameter, but the jig also comes with another beam that goes all the way down to 1.5 inches. With this one, I don't need the center flange. I simply screw the end down to the wood itself. This time, I'm cutting a hole, not a circle, so I want the inside diameter to be 4 inches. Even relatively large routers like this one pivot smoothly as I cut my hole in another 3 revolutions. There are other circle jigs out there, but the Miles Craft version is an incredible value because they not only give you the small and large beams, but they also give you a router bit, a drill bit for your pilot holes, a bushing, which you can use for all sorts of other tasks, a centering cone for precisely mounting plates on any router, a full-size base plate, and a bonus offset router base that's handy for stabilizing your tool when you're cutting profiles on edges, and it might just become your go-to router base for all cuts. That's a lot of stuff in one kit, and all of it is based on that smart turn lock system, which makes it easy to just swap things around without needing special tools like screwdrivers. I've even used it to attach routers to homemade jigs over the years. Like I said, I've been in love with this system for well over a decade. So when I say that this system is worth owning, I speak from a lot of experience. You will love this setup, not just for cutting circles, but for so many other router tasks. Check it out at the link below the video. Some time ago, I showed you the M-Power SBS sharpening system with its 3 diamond stone grits and 3 levels of leather strops, all in a compact set that could be kept handy when you need it. Well, now they have an even more compact version called the SB2. This one is just like the first, only with 1 fewer stone and 1 fewer strop, making it more compact and at a significantly lower price. You get to customize your station with the grits that best suit your needs. Any combination of 300, 600, and 1200. I went with 300 for repairing and reshaping bevels and 1200 for regular sharpening. While I'm a decent freehand sharpener, keep in mind that you can use a jig with this just like any other stone. After sharpening with the diamond grits, the magnetic strop covers snap right on. They utilize 2 grits of polishing compound, $1,800, and $5,000. I love how quick and easy the sharpening process is because everything just works so well together. From the integrated base that doesn't slide around on the bench top, to the strops snapping right on top of the stones. And I especially love how it all goes into a single carrying case, including the compound sticks, lapping fluid, and there's even room in here for a jig if you need one. I can put it under my bench, I can toss it on a shelf, I can take it outside the shop, maybe to the kitchen to sharpen knives, and I know it will all stay together for the next time I need it. The 3-grit SBS is still my favorite, but the 2-grit SB2 does the job as well for a significant price break. I mean big. In fact, they're running a special right now that makes this a no-brainer. You have to check it out at the link below this video. I've shown miter gauges on cool tools before, including some really pricey versions that cost more than some table saws. Well, this one is almost ridiculously inexpensive, and it has unique features that solves the biggest complaints that I see in a lot of miter gauge reviews. I'm referring to setting and returning to specific angles with precise accuracy and repeatability. The iGaging Easy Digital Miter Gauge solves the problem by eliminating the angle detents and cursors altogether. Instead, it uses a digital readout that can be set to any angle, even a fraction of a degree with ease. Let's see how accurate it is. My first cut is at 0 on the readout because it measures degrees of deviation from 90. So a square end will be 0 degrees, and then I'll change angles from there. The bar fits my miter slot well, and the cut is as smooth as you would expect from any miter gauge. I use my Starrett protractor to test angle cuts because it's dead accurate and the dial is easy to read. If an angle is off, it'll be obvious with this thing. And that cut is as close to square as I've seen with any other miter gauge. But the real test is to move away from square and then try to get right back there with the same level of accuracy. Remember, there are no angle detents to force this gauge back to a specific setting. But my second cut is dead on too. So the settings are reliably repeatable. Let's try an angle. Since the readout displays to the 100th of a degree, it takes a second to get it to 10.00, but I got there. The head seems to lock down well. There's no flexing or movement as I make the cut. And again, the angle seems to be dead on. One more time, this time 20 degrees. I like that I can dial in any angle, including the smallest fraction of a degree, so I can fine-tune an angled cut to a position that may be between detents on a typical miter gauge, then record that digital reading and still repeat it exactly the same later, even if I change the miter gauge setting in the meantime. It's like having unlimited detents. Honestly, I'm not missing the actual physical detents at all. The extruded aluminum fence is optional and it comes in 2 sizes, a compact 18 inches and a longer 24 inches. They aren't high on frills, but they have it where it counts, like the ability to use 1/2-inch thick sacrificial wooden fences. In fact, one comes pre-installed. The flip stop works well enough. There's no micro adjuster, but it's solid and reliable. The bar is adjustable to fit snugly in your miter saw's slot, and it works just as well with other tools like router tables and bandsaws. There's not much else to say. It has it where it counts, including accuracy, repeatability, ease of use, and a price that's about 80% lower than the other premium brands. Check it out at the link below this video. Do you know what I miss? The radio. I grew up listening to an old AM radio in the shop, and these days of digital music and streaming services, I kind of miss the charm of broadcast radio. Well, evidently I'm not alone, because ISOtunes has recently released ANSI certified hearing protection earmuffs with an integrated AM/FM radio tuner so I can relive my youth while I'm working in the shop, out mowing the lawn, ignoring someone, whatever you're into. There's even an auxiliary input jack in case you want to get out your old Walkman, really go old school. They're also lighter than other models and more comfortable on the head for longer periods. And don't worry, you still get Bluetooth, so you can listen to digital music or take a phone call when you want to return to this century. So they're not just for old timers. They're water and sweat resistant. The battery is rated up to 50 hours of nonstop listening. And did I mention they are extra comfortable? But the best part is they are 20% off now until next Sunday, May 26th. but you have to use the link and discount code below this video. So check them out. If you use templates for routing, you have to see this. In fact, even if you don't use templates, you might change your mind after you see the new Ultimate trim bits from Whiteside. I've been using their 1-inch long versions for several years, and it honestly changed how I work. I can cut accurate, smooth shapes and curves again and again, faster and easier, with less tear out, and without worrying so much about going against the grain. That's because of the unique compression design of the cutters, which shear in 2 directions at the same time. This gives you several advantages. First, it acts like an upcut and a downcut spiral bit, protecting you from chip out on both sides of your workpieces at the same time, so no more trying to decide which face to risk splintering. Second, the shearing cut works well against the grain, so I can work all the way around a workpiece, uphill and downhill, without tearing out fibers. Just watch it on hardwood end grain as you would any router bit. Its large diameter provides mass to cut down vibration and hog away more material, which reduces the need to bandsaw away as much waste on the long grain before going to the router table. And the extra length of the new ultra long versions allow you to work with the materials up to 2 inches thick. They come in various lengths and bearing configurations, including a version with bearings on both ends of the cutter, so you can use it with top and bottom mounted templates. They are solid hunks of high quality carbide that will just last and last. If you do any small scale production using templates, I can tell you from personal experience that this will change how you work. Check them out at the link below this video. This one was recommended by a viewer a couple years ago, and it's such a great idea. It's a knife cleaning brush, but I use it for something I'll bet you never considered, to clean my bandsaw blades. Like your table saw, your bandsaw blade gets gunked up with use and then it starts to cut like it's dull. You get burn marks, the cut wants to drift. It's nearly impossible to resaw well with a dull blade. But maybe it just needs a good cleaning. So I spray on some cleaner and I use this to scrub both sides at the same time. I use Trend Cleaner because it's the best I've ever found, but you could use whatever you use to clean your saw blades. Just be sure to cover your cast iron table with a cloth if you're using a water-based solution. And obviously, unplug your saw. I'm not kidding. Grab one of these at the link below and just try it. You will be amazed how much better your blade cuts. Our last tool appeared in a video a while back, and it was a huge hit with the viewers, so I thought it belonged on Cool Tools too. It's the invention of a couple independent entrepreneurs, and I like to support small businesses as much as I can. So here's the highlights of the Bow table saw fence system. This changed my table saw. I'm not kidding. It made my small job site saw so much safer and easier to use. My rip cuts became crisper and straighter. It became easier to cut lumber of all sorts, including sheet goods. I no longer have to worry about workpieces flipping up at the end of the cut. My dados and grooves and other joinery are more accurate, and most importantly, I'm far less worried about getting a dangerous kickback. All of these benefits came from a single attachment that pops on and off with ease. It's called the Bow Extender Fence System, and it's made by a pair of entrepreneurs named Keith Bow and Bill Fadali. This fence system takes compact table saws and even bandsaws to levels I have never seen before. It's based around a thick, durable, precisely straight aluminum extrusion. Now I have a significantly longer reference surface to guide my cut. This makes longer rips much easier to manage, and it really helps guide my sheet goods, which are notoriously difficult to cut on a short fence. You can also adjust the extrusion if you want more guidance on the infeed side or the outfeed side. And you can even position it like a European fence so it ends just ahead of the center of the blade and gives your crappy construction lumber some relief to avoid blade pinches and potential kickbacks. But it gets even better when you add the optional stock supports to the bottom. Now, large and long workpieces are much easier to manage without the need for a large outfeed table or roller stands. It's the perfect portable solution, fully adjustable for whatever your needs are, wherever your needs may take you. This may be the single biggest upgrade I have ever made to a small saw. It ends most of my frustrations, and it makes me feel like I'm back in the shop with my larger cabinet saw. My cuts are easier, they're more accurate, and they're safer. I don't think I'm ever going to use my contractor saw without this again. I really think the Bow Extender Fence System is worth checking into for your table saw or bandsaw. Use the link below this video and check out the Bow Extender Fence System for yourselves. That's it for this episode of Cool Tools. We'll do it again in a couple months. See you next time.